Hey guys, working on a karmann ghia today. We're doing the horn relay, horn wiring. Gonna explain the entire system for the VW karmann ghia. Should work pretty similar for the bugs as well. So I have everything kind of torn apart so I can show you how it goes back together. When you're diagnosing the horn and it's not working, the first thing you need to check is make sure you have power going to your horn. Whether or not you have a relay in the system or not, it does not matter. You still need power going to the relay or the horn. So hot lead here, this is fuse block all the way to the right, red wire goes through the harness down to the horn relay. Horn relay is then wired into the horn itself, which is way down here. Alright, so I have the test light. We're going to test for hot lead, which is good there. Then we're going to test the horn relay for hot, which is good there. You probably can't see that on the video too well, but it's working. Alright, this is a horn relay wiring in a nutshell. Hot lead coming in from the fuse block goes to the 30 on your relay. You then have to jump a wire to the 86 on the relay, so that is hot as well. 87 goes to the horn itself, and 85 is going to go to the steering column so that we can ground it to complete the circuit. Once the 85 has been grounded in the steering column, the horn will go off. The 87 going to the horn is hot, and the horn itself is grounded on the other side of the terminal. This is what will look like if you're using a horn relay. If you're not using a horn relay, the hot lead will go into one terminal on the horn, and the other wire coming out of the horn will go to the steering column to be grounded. If you want to run a relay, you have to wire it like this. If you don't have a relay and you don't want to use a relay, run your other wire back from the horn through the harness into the firewall here. There's a grommet right in here somewheres. This wire goes through the firewall. It should be brown in color. This one has been changed to white. I've already replaced it because it was nasty. It goes up through the steering column into this copper bushing. See the brown wire right here? It's actually soldered to the side of that copper bushing. What this copper bushing does is takes the hot lead from the horn, or the relay in my case, and makes the steering shaft hot. Once you ground the steering shaft, the horn should go off. I'll try and do that just to show you. Okay, so steering shaft is hot. It needs grounded to make the horn go off. Once you hook your steering wheel up, the hub of the steering wheel will be hot because it goes on the steering shaft with the splines. Okay? Then you hook your horn button up, which is insulated with these. The bolts that hold the horn button on are insulated so that the horn button does not make contact with the hub through the bolts. So once this gets attached and the springs are back there and all that jive, you push on the horn button. The back of this brass or copper ring makes contact with this area of the horn button and completes a circuit going from the steering wheel hub to the back of the horn button. The horn button has a screw right here that goes to a wire running through the center of the steering column. This wire travels all the way through the steering column. And comes out through your compression joint. This wire will then go to the back side of the rag joint. When this is hooked to the steering wheel horn button, once you make contact with the steering wheel horn button, this wire will be hot, and once it's connected to the back side of this rag joint, that will complete your circuit because the steering box is grounded to the chassis. The steering shaft is not grounded to the chassis. It's all insulated. It's insulated here, and it's insulated inside the steering column. So it will not make contact unless this wire is hooked to the back side of the rag joint.